Hi guys, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have a round of 16 Champions League tie against Paris Saint-Germain. We're going to show both legs of this. It's going to be an extremely tough round of 16 game for us. Um, I would say we've had a bit of a rough end of the draw. The likes of AZ, Red Bull, Salzburg. There's one or two others in there as well that we could have been drawn against. But my word, have we got a tough tie to get through. In terms of recent form, though, we have been fantastic since you were last with us. Um, we did Juventus and Galatasaray, didn't we? That was right. And we lost in that FA Cup game. But since then, we had a great result against Everton, a 3-0 win against them, 2-0 away at Sunderland, 2-0 at home against Fulham. And I don't know what happened against Brentford. 8-1. We won away from home. We absolutely murdered them, in all honesty, and a 4-0 win in our last game at home to West Ham. Two good results there as well, by the way, because West Ham have had the beating of us before, and Brentford, of course, beat us earlier in the season. So we certainly sorted that out. And in relation to that, the Premier League looks like this. We are sat top of the table, 4 points clear of Manchester City and a further point to Everton. Arsenal do have a game in hand, which if they win, they will be 4 points behind us along with Manchester City. Um, So it's all to play for. And 68 points, by the way, was the number of points, of course, that we finished on last season. And we've still got 9 games to go. So, we have got a really, really big opportunity this season. We've rotated a little bit, but through the course of February, of course, because we didn't have the playoff fixtures for the Champions League, we just had the games on the weekend, and that has certainly helped matters. The players are a lot more well rested. And as we go into this game, we're hopeful of a very good result. But if we can do the job away from home here in Paris, I fancy us to go through. As you can see, full strength starting 11 today. Whitbread in goal, Romano, Dixon, Capelli and Bynert at the back, Cook and Hajo in the midfield, Alves, Sonogo, Medina and Almada as the front four. Youngblood does want to play more first team football, but unfortunately he's out injured, so he will miss both legs of this Champions League tie. We also have a league game against Leeds in the middle of the two games, which we will, of course, do off camera, and hopefully we can continue our good league form in the process. But full focus here on the Champions League, and fingers crossed we can find a way past Paris Saint-Germain. And with the quality of team that we have, if we can really knuckle down, I genuinely believe we have got a squad that is capable of going all the way in the Champions League. Whether it's this season or not, who knows? But I honestly think we have got a more than capable squad to be able to do this. Bamba into Poggy, and very fortunate from our point of view, Poggy was actually offside anyway. But Paris Saint-Germain certainly showing their cards quite early on here. Xavi into Poggy again. Now Venturelli over the top. Gonzalo Ramos picks it up. That's a good tackle from Hadjo, but Pakura making the effort. It's a good save from Whitbread. Pakura is a player that we were looking at when we were at Mönchengladbach as well, by the way. He ended up going to Paris Saint-Germain, and obviously he has made a great career for himself there. Whitbread has got a slight knock. Should be okay, though. We'll keep an eye on it just in case. He's bruised his hand, apparently. Shouldn't be anything too major. Inter Milan are ahead away at Real Madrid. That's a big goal in that game. Napoli 1-0 up at home, 2-0 up now, sorry, at home to Everton, and Red Bull Salzburg are at one apiece with Bayer Leverkusen. Been a very cagey affair, this one so far, as the ball gets whipped into the penalty area and we do well to head clear. And now Medina charging down that right hand side. He's not got too much support. He's done quite well in the end to find a pass, and Romano picks it up, tries to get it forward, and again, it's a bit of a poor pass. And Ramos picks it up, holds it up well, finds Ugart, and now Venturelli into Perez. Pakura, who's actually got a knock by the looks of things. Ugart, it's another good tackle from Cork, but Pakura still got the cross in, and it fell for Xavi Simons. And Gonzalo Ramos knocked it down for him. I'm not sure if Gonzalo Ramos was offside. It doesn't look like it though. And we find ourselves behind here in Paris. It's not ideal, but we've certainly been lacklustre today. It's certainly one of our worst performances in recent weeks. Not ideal. So going forward in this second half, we really, really need to hook our ideas up. We're more than good enough as a team. We need to wake up. Here is Romano with the delivery into the penalty area. Almada couldn't get onto it. Mendes clears. Only as far as Bynert, though, who picks it up. He's not got too much support, but he does find Romano. And now Cook into Dixon. Capelli into Hadjo. Now Bynert coming down this right hand side. Potential opportunity here. Medina into Sonogo. Big opportunity. And that is a big, big goal here in Paris. It's a good equaliser right at the start of the second half. We've certainly done what we needed to do and we've woken up. And my word, if we come out swinging in this second half, it's a really good, well worked goal, really. Bynert just running into the space, laying it off to Medina. First time pass into Sonogo, who timed his run perfectly. And the goalkeeper, Heddle, had no chance. As soon as Sonogo gets in those positions, it's very unlikely he will make any mistake. And to be fair, in terms of the way the game's going, it's very, very even as well. Possession-wise, also very, very even. PSG edging it on the XG, though, it has to be said. But again, very close at the moment. Xavi with a delivery into the penalty area, and it's a big error defensively, really. Not entirely sure what happened. There was no offside, though, and it's now a corner for Paris Saint-Germain with Ugart to take, and it's swung in toward the far post. Cook with a vital header away, but Nuno Mendes picks it up and lays it into Poggy, who plays it back in. Hopkins header and Whitbread just about manages to catch it, and it remains 1-1. We are riding our luck a little bit at times today. And with 20 minutes to go, we are going to have to make some changes because obviously we've got that league game against Leeds to come as well. Romano on a yellow card. We'll get Rippis on for him. Nathan Cook is struggling a little bit as well, so we'll get Siles on for him. And Alves is also struggling, so we'll switch Medina to the left-hand side and we'll get Guillem on to the right-hand side. And for now, I think that'll be that. We have had some poor performances out there today, which is a little bit unfortunate, but hopefully we can find a way to get through this game without suffering further. Sonogo here with a free kick toward the far post. Hadjo didn't even challenge for that, and Salomon heads it clear, but Medina picks it up, swings it into the penalty area toward the far post, and Heddle very assertively claiming that one in the PSG goal. And we just need to set ourselves a little bit here, a little bit out of position as PSG look to build from the back, but Sonogo with a great interception and Medina finds Almada, big chance, and it's a good save. Well, I thought it was a save, sorry. It was actually blocked by the defender, Poggy. A vital, vital block by the defender. And Medina now with the corner. Toward the edge of the penalty area. Guillem strikes from distance and it's just wide of the post. A really good effort. We've seen him knock them in before. Really good opportunity there. And again, we're going to have to make one or two changes, I think. It's, again, still a very even game. Usman who's going to come on in that ball-winning midfield role, I think. And bit of a risk, but I think we'll take Sonogo off for Rob Dahl as well. Big opportunity for Dahl. Can we find a way of taking the lead here in Paris? To be fair, given the nature of the game away at Paris, I'm quite happy with a point. Let's say a draw, should I say, to take to the home leg. Very, very close. Again, 6.2 rating for Almada, 6.4 for Alves and Hadjo, 6.5 for Romano as well. And yeah, it's been unfortunately too many poor performances there today. But we've got the draw and it's all to play for in our home leg, which is exactly how we'd want it, in all honesty. Everton have got a lot of work to do. Madrid and Inter are level, and Salzburg and Leverkusen are level as well. So it's going to be all to play for in quite a few of these ties. And we've got a league game to come, of course. As I mentioned before, we're up against Leeds. So hopefully we can go out there, get a good result, and come back for the home leg against PSG momentarily. Let's see if we can maintain our brilliant league run. Okay, guys, here we go for the home leg against Paris Saint-Germain. I'm extremely irritated. We drew 1-1 away against Leeds. A 97th minute equaliser from their part dragged us to just a point. And it was a game we dominated. And again, we didn't take our chances. And Morrell gave the ball away and they threw everybody forward. At 1-0, they will do that. And unfortunately for us, they managed to convert that chance. The Premier League looks like this from there, with 3 points clear of Everton. Arsenal do still have a game in hand. If they win that game in hand, they go 2 points behind us. Luckily, from our point of view, Manchester City lost by 4-1 against Crystal Palace. So we're still in a good position, but we know that we've got to maintain our form in the Premier League, especially with as I've said many times already, Arsenal and City are two of our last 3 games of the season. We want to go into those 3 games knowing that we can win the league with a game, maybe 2 to spare. So we have to win every game. There's no doubt about it. And in terms of our Champions League aspirations, we have to go out there and do the job today and get it done and dusted. We're at home. And, after a 1-1 draw in Paris, we've got the advantage now, just with the fact that we're at home. I really hope we can go out there and get the business done, but it is going to be an extremely tough match. And I've actually just noticed that Garnacho's on the bench for PSG as well, so that's a bit of a novelty. Um, so yeah, we are favourites. We're at home. Let's go out there and get the job done and make it into the Champions League quarter-final. Obviously, we know what it's like to be at this stage of the Champions League. We got to the semi-final, of course, didn't we, with Mönchengladbach a couple of seasons ago. But this United team has got more quality than that Mönchengladbach team. And if we can do that with Mönchengladbach, I genuinely think we can at least go one step further with this United team. Almada couldn't quite get the pass through there. Alves into Cook, back to Alves again. Coming down this left-hand side, can he get the ball into the penalty area? He fires it in, and Almada with the finish. It's a lovely run from Almada. What a delivery from Alves. A driven ball across the penalty area, and Almada was first to react to knock it in. 5 minutes gone, and that is a big, big goal as we take the lead. Obviously, it's just a one-off game, basically, with it being 1-1 in the first leg. We just have to win this game. And Alves with a lovely delivery there. Almada knocking it into the back of the net. I wish he'd have done that against Leeds, to be honest. Romano swinging in a brilliant free kick. And there is Hadjo at the far post with his 4th goal of the season. The referee's checking for offside, but I don't think he was. I think everything's fine with that goal. And it is. 9 minutes gone, 2-0 we lead here. And as things stand, this could be a big, big result for our Champions League aspirations. Inter Milan lead against Real Madrid as well. And Red Bull Salzburg leads against Bayer Leverkusen. So again, this is another thing. We're looking at all the teams that are potentially going to go through. If Napoli knock out Everton, because of course they won 2-0 in their first leg, then it's another potential big team that could go out here. Almada picking it up, just holding it up very, very well, in fact. And Sonogo, I mean, he didn't have to play that pass so quickly. There was support with Medina on that right-hand side. Keeping the pressure on, though. Bamba into Doyle. PSG still holding on to possession, but we are keeping them pinned back. And it goes all the way back to their goalkeeper in the end, Heddle. And now Doyle. Mendes into Bamba. Medina just ball watching a little bit there. Couldn't quite keep up with it. And Mendes finds the pass into Xavi Simons. Great interception by Capelli into Almada. And now Sonogo. He's got a bit of space to run into. Gets the strike away. And Heddle just about bundles it around the post. If it goes to 3-0, you have to say it's potentially job done. Romano here with the corner. Swings it in toward the middle of the penalty area. And in the end, it's quite comfortably cleared. Cook knocks it back to Hadjo. Back to Cook again. Now Dixon. And nothing comes of it. And it remains 2-0. Medina here with a corner. Swings it to the near post. Sonogo is there. What a vital save that could be from Heddle. Cook into Medina. Gets the strike away. And again, it's well saved from Heddle. He is keeping PSG in this tie. At 2-0, it's still all to play for. In all honesty, because if PSG score one, they'll fancy another. We need a third goal here. Alves into Romano, back to Alves, swings it in. Almada's there, and he couldn't keep the header down. In fact, it's gone quite embarrassingly over the crossbar. PSG yet to have a shot at goal. And it's not the first team we've done this to either. We've done it to the likes of Arsenal as well in the Premier League, and that's another good delivery. And Romano has scored there. I'm not entirely sure what happened. It all flashed up in the middle of everything. Medina swung it in, and yeah, it was Romano who won the header in the centre of the penalty area, and it's 3-0 on the night, and job done. We're heading into a Champions League quarter-final by the looks of things. We just have to see the game out, and again, it does mean that we can make some substitutions in this second half and take off some of the more key players potentially when we know that we're comfortably going to be going through. Capelli into Romano. Just holds on to it, lays it back to Cook. Now Sonogo. Almada picks it up off Callum Doyle. Big opportunity. It's a heavy touch there from Almada, and Doyle just knocks it back to the keeper, Heddle. He clears it out, and Ubeda has managed to latch onto it, and he controls it perfectly, really. And Ubeda still going down this right-hand side. Chance to get it into the penalty area. Gonzalo Ramos was the target. It's missed him completely. Hopkin plays it across. Back to Ubeda, and poor goalkeeping, really, from Whitbread. PSG getting a goal right at the start of the second half, their first shot on target. They've actually had another one since then as well. They certainly seem to have come out fighting in this second half, and we are going to have to be a little bit careful. Napoli 2-1 up at Everton. They're 4-1 up on aggregate there. Romano with a corner into Medina, and it's fallen for Almada, and I think it's actually just hit Heddle's foot. I don't think he really knew too much about it, but nonetheless, he's managed to keep it out. Inter Milan 2-0 up against Real Madrid as well, 3-1 up on aggregate. So big results potentially happening with the likes of Real Madrid and Everton potentially going out. As things stand, Leverkusen will go through 4-3 on aggregate. And Salzburg have missed a penalty on the night as well. Big stuff happening. Inter Milan 3-0 up on the night. They are heading into the quarter-final at Real Madrid's expense. Van der Sar back to Heddle. And now Doyle. I really hope we're not going to start throwing this away here. We've been pretty good all game, but PSG have grown into it in the second half, obviously with that early goal. They have got an opportunity. Here's Salomon coming down the right-hand side. We're going to have to make some changes at some point because we're really running out of steam. Van der Sar to Ugart, and it's 3-2. PSG fighting all the way here. Romano's definitely going to come off. We're going to get Rippis on for him, and we need the pace up front, I think. Again. And I mean, we've had some really good performances, but we really are running out of steam here tonight. And I really hope it's not going to come back and bite us. Siles can come on in the midfield as well. Can we hold on? PSG back into this tie. We thought we'd done it by half time, but we've let them back into it. They've only had 3 shots in the whole game, 3 on target, 2 of them converted. We've had 12 shots on target tonight and scored 3 of them. We're into added time, and we've held on for the win. That is a big result. They tried so hard, PSG, there. I mean, 2 goals from 3 shots on target, but second half, we were poor. And I've let the lads know that because we need to step it up. We won the first half 3-0, lost the second half 2-0. We've got to be extremely careful, especially in the Champions League. Leverkusen, in the end, comfortably through to the quarter-final. Napoli comfortably through, and Inter Milan comfortably through as well. Real Madrid out of the Champions League at the round of 16 stage. That is a big set of results, and obviously a big result for us. Real Madrid won it last year. Obviously, we won the Super Cup against them, didn't we, earlier in the campaign? So, looking at that, Real Madrid going out does really open it up. And I'm not too sure when the draw for the next round will be. We've actually got 3 weeks practically. Well, longer than that, until the game away against Aston Villa at the start of April. and the next round of the Champions League is in April as well. So I'll just have a look and see what's going on with this. Uh, see when it's actually drawn, 23rd of the 3rd. Yeah, so we're quite a way away yet. But what I'll do, I'll just forward it through a little bit, just so that we can figure out exactly who else is going to be into the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Because obviously, like I say, big teams are still in, obviously, but at the same time, one or two of the big teams have definitely gone out there. So, board happy with what we're achieving, so that's all good. Latter stages of the Champions League, and we're certainly stepping up. So Leverkusen, Napoli, Inter Milan, and ourselves are into the quarterfinals thus far. AC Milan have knocked out Dortmund on penalties. That's a hugely close game, that one. Dortmund out. Barcelona 4-0 winners over Rennes on aggregate. Chelsea winning 2-1 after extra time against Sevilla. Manchester City winning the home leg against AZ by 4-1 after losing 2-1 in the first leg and going through. So, looking at those games, the favourites have probably gone through there. Obviously, AC Milan and Borussia Dortmund was a tight one anyway. But all to play for going into the quarter-final, and we'll see what happens going ahead. I mean, the first leg of that Champions League quarter-final is far too soon, isn't it? We'll probably do the second leg of the Champions League and probably Watford away. We'll get the Premier League games out of the way there as well. Big game against Chelsea there as well, also. And then after that, we're on the home stretch and we'll see what happens from there. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.